And so the director was always bringing in different people. And one of the people he brought was Jose Angel Gutierrez, and he told us, why it was important to have, and that he was recruiting teachers and all this kind of thing. And he also brought Reyes Lopez Tijerina. I took a picture, but I remember getting into a little scuffle with him because he would, when he would talk, he would do analogies, sexual analogies, when he would talk about things. And I'm going, hey, why are you always, you know, making analogies like with women? I can't remember the exact thing.
Challenged him?
I kind of challenged him. Yeah, I kind of, and like who, but I didn't give a shit. I mean, I was young and, you know, I was a kind of, uh, growing up in the environment that I grew up with, we had, my dad was an alcoholic. My grandfather lived with us. He was an alcoholic. And then we had my two uncles that lived with us, and then my brothers. So, I mean, I was brought up in a tough environment, so to speak. And then in the poor side of town, where, drug addiction, and so you had violence and roughness, and I grew up with that, so I wasn't afraid, I when like I was at Mecha meetings or whatever, I wouldn't be afraid to challenge men because I had to do it in order to survive. So I think it was like a skill that I it didn't mean that I wasn't afraid of things, but I had to survive my environment, and so I kind of transplanted those skills to survive, in San Diego and then in Sacramento or wherever I went, because when I got into the political arena, you met with some guys, like Tijerina, that, I mean, these were bigger than ourselves, right? These figures that were like, oh, they were the gods, and everything they did and everything. And my attitude was, I don't think so. I mean, they were leaders, they were doing a lot of good things, but, we in our own right. No era no. People talk to me these days, oh, you remember? I go, I used to do that? They go, yeah. I go, oh, no, I wasn't. That how I was pretty brave, put it that way. I also got into an argument with Corky. I also got into, and I think they took a picture. Uh, I think he said something about the movement. He made an analogy about the movement and an orgasm with women or whatever, and I'm like, very very poor taste, and I'm like, hey, you know what, do you know what you're saying? Do you know how, just call these guys in kind of like a nice way, not vete a la chingada or something like that. It was like, hey, you know what? I mean, we're movement people, and so it wasn't hostile, but at the same time trying to, reason with some of these guys, because some of these guys you couldn't reason, just like with a lot of the women.